All right. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, KQKC Boxing Network. And, of course, my co-host, none other than Knockout Boxing 86 TV. What's going on,
What's
Knockout?
happening with you, OG? What's up, everybody in the building? Y'all smash the like button. How you doing this morning, man?
Man, I'm feeling okay, but, something just was missing yesterday, man.
Yeah,
I couldn't call no fights and things like that, but it's all good. It's get greater later. We all
yeah,
know that
yeah. We
because
got a
we get
good
all
week.
the
We
good
got a
fights.
good. We got a good week next week, so that'll be cool.
Oh
Got a
yeah,
real good
most
week next. We
definitely.
got fights on Friday and Saturday next week, on the 15th and the 16th. So,
Uh-huh.
that'll be cool. Got a good top rank card on Friday. You got Williams to pay the fighting on the zone on Saturday. And then the
Uh-huh.
good thing about it is, you can split it up like you always be trying to do, and they don't have you calling both cards all day long. So you got
Uh-huh.
one Friday night and one Saturday night. So that'll be good.
Right. Yeah,
That'll be
yeah, yeah.
cool.
That'll be good. Yeah, yes, sir, man. It's been a lot going on in the sport of boxing outside the ring. And of course, we've been, outside the ring and trying to make fights inside the ring. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Now, I'm not gonna get too over. How can I say it? I'm not gonna get too upset or anything like that because we have been getting great fights this year. So I'm not gonna get too upset. But I mean, what you think? What you think about what's been going on lately? I'm talking about the big talk, but no action.
Yeah, like for me, bro, like I'm looking at everything and I'm like, what's going on? The main person, I'm sure we're gonna get to this earlier. I mean later on. What's going
Mm-hmm.
on with Shakur Stevenson, bro? Shakur Stevenson can't get nobody to fight him right now, bro. And he's giving his fans a reason to call him the boogeyman. So that's one thing that really got me that got me wondering what's going on. And then the other thing is Ryan Garcia, you didn't go to jail for 90 days like Tank. When is your next fight, bro? What do you have going on? We got
Mm-hmm.
Jermell training down in Florida with Roy Jones now. Why are you doing
Mm-hmm.
that, bro? Like, did you see how Chris Eubanks' whole career was almost broken by Roy Jones because he had him out there trying to be Roy Jones Jr. And then when he get with Bo Mac fix him up, and now he looking good, and he beat the shit out of the dude that knocked him out under Roy Jones. Why would you make that decision? And then
Right.
obviously, Tank Davis, bro, who you fighting? Are you coming back at the end of the year? So it's like the beginning of the year, and this happens, bro. This happened in 2022, and it even happened my first year having a channel in 2021, where we the spring and the summer, oh, we lit, man. Fights every weekend. From April till about July, it's just a big fight every weekend. Seem like every other week, and it's going down. Then we get to
Right.
August, maybe we have one or two. September we have one, and then October, November, and December we all just waiting to get to the next year, and
Right.
we turn into TMZ or Gossip TV or something. So for me, man, I just wish that one of these years, and I know I'm being spoiled, but shit, every other sport get a whole year worth of a great season. So for me,
Oh
I just
yeah.
wish we could have a year where October, November, and December is just as strong as April, May, and June. And then to
Mm-hmm.
me, I'll be in hog heaven. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's kind of what I think of it, man. It just sucks, man. It really sucks that the big names that we talk, because we talk about these guys every day. Like, you cover a lot of different topics, I cover a lot of different topics, but Shakur, Devin, Tank Davis, in some form or fashion, whether it's somebody in the chat, whether it's something that they say or a news story they drop on them, these guys are getting talked about at least once a day on all these major platforms. So we just want to see them fight. So that's kind of what I think of at the end of the year. It's kind of going
Mm-hmm.
down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Even heavyweights, they talking about Deontay Wilder and AJ done fell through. I'm just sitting over here like, man, give me some. When we went in February, it was every other video. Oh, this fight is announced. Oh, that fight is announced. Oh, fight
Oh
announcement,
yeah.
fight announcement, fight announcement. Now we all just looking at, just waiting, like, okay. And it's more so, well, this person might fight, or everything's finalized. We're just waiting on this, and it's just, it's kind of a drag. But hopefully, sometime in these next couple of weeks, we start getting these fight announced, because it'll be October before you know it. And if you're gonna fight in November, odds are they gotta announce the fight in September. If you're gonna fight in December, they gotta announce that bitch by October. And right now, October looking weak because ain't shit really announced for October, bro.
Right.
And it's already September, so I'm just sitting back and impatiently waiting. OG, that's what I think of all of that shit, man. What you got on it, man?
Yeah. I feel the same way. I mean, I know we're gonna get into it. Cause there's a lot of things happen with Tank Davis. I just got word about that last night. Rolly Romero. Okay. I guess got word about that last night. There's a lot of things we're gonna talk about with them, and of course Jermell Charlo. I talked to Ronnie Shields personally, and why he's down there with Roy Jones, Jr. I mean, it's a lot going on, and he needed to get out of Houston and for his to get back to his career. But for Ronnie to send him to Roy Jones Jr., I think that was a bad move. But who am I? But let's see who all in the building first.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let's get on and see who in here. All right. What's up, Crush the Legend? The winning team is up in here. What's going on, Young World? Godson is up in here. What's going on, RP? Yes, sir. What's going on, New Jersey? Stand up. Yes, sir. What's up, Jason? How you feel, man? All right. What's up, Daryl? Thick Pen is up in here. All right. What's up, Clark Bay TB? Salute to you, my man. Yes, sir, Jason. Okay, yes, sir. A rolling and a photo, baby. Yes, sir. I remember that one. Yes, sir. Mr. B.A. Fitted. What's going on? And we got my man, Teach. It's up in here. And we got my man, Kennel Local Sports. It's up in here. LDBC. Yes, sir. Fight World TV. OG, what's up? What's up with you? And that's all we got right now.
Hey, what up to everybody? What up to everybody in the building, man? Salute to all y'all boys and girls in the building, man. What's up with all y'all? Hope y'all hit that like button, hit the OG super chat if you can, and we ready to get rocking and rolling. OG, you want to start with the first story? Or you want me to bring something to the table? Cause I bought a lot. I bought a lot of ammo today. I'm ready to talk about a lot of shit. So you let me know what you want to do.
We might have the same thing, but okay. You go first. All right.
All right. So I'm gonna start.
You at home here.
Yeah, man. You know how it is. Hey, I'm gonna start with this one, man. Teofimo Lopez just got elevated to Super WBO champion by the WBO. So that means that they may be positioning him to move up to 147 and fight for that WBO vacant belt once Terrence Crawford drops it in his defense in his next fight against Earl Spence if they fight at 154. So Bob Arum again positioning his fighter in the WBO, because we know WBO, what Bob orders, he pretty much runs that sanctioning body. But my question is, does Teofimo Lopez, in your mind, does he deserve to be a Super WBO champion? And do you like the move? Do you like the move by the WBO making him the super champion?
You know what? I know people gonna say what, but I like that move.
Mm-hmm.
I like that move because Teo, first of all, his last outing, he looked like the old Teo. He looked that same old Teo that who fought Lomachenko, but he kind of like stepped it up a little more. So he's big enough, and I think he's talented enough to move up to 147 and get one of them straps up there. But also, don't forget, Keith Thurman is not going anywhere, he says. Okay? And don't forget, we got Boost Ennis is still up there. So he's going to have to face one of them guys when he go up to 147. So WBO, which Bob pretty much runs that division sanction body. So they are, and you're 100% right. You hit it right on the head. That's the same thing I'm thinking. They're trying to position him so he can move up to 147. Because see, the big fishes, both big guys, are gone. Now, I don't know about Terrence. He dropped them belts officially yet?
Not yet, but
yet. Okay.
But they gonna do it to him. If he don't drop no other belt, Bob gonna get that WBO up off his ass.
Okay.
Yeah, if he don't drop nothing else, he gonna get that WBO up off his ass.
Oh yeah.
Real
Oh yeah.
talk.
Bob designed that belt. That's his shit, right?
Yeah, he gonna get that shit up
Everybody
off
got
of
that.
him, bro. Yeah.
Right. So I think, he can be a formidable opponent at 147. Only thing about it is I just don't think he spent enough time at 140. I don't think he had enough fights at 140. But he can be competitive at 147. So that's how I
Yeah.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Put Teach's comment up on there for me. I want to answer this question.
Okay.
Teach. Yeah. And then I'll cook on it too. So Teach, the difference is the WBO champion and the Super WBO champion. The Super champion is the one that can do what Terrence Crawford was able to do with Jeff Horn. That is, if you're the WBO champion at a lower weight class, you can move up and you automatically get the challenge for that next belt if there's no mandatory call. A regular champion just can't do that. So Teofimo, without that status, he wouldn't be able to move directly up to 147 and be the mandatory challenger and get a shot at that belt. That's the same clause that they use to let Terrence Crawford fight Jeff Horn as soon as he moved up to 147. The WBO is the only belt that does that. Every other belt, you got a petition, and they can say yes or no. The WBO, you ain't got a petition. If you say you want it and you the super champion and you move up, the other champion got to fight you or they got to be stripped. So that's the difference. But as far as T.O. deserving it, like what we talking about, OG, I think so, bro. He was unified down at 135. He beat the lineal and WBO champion and Josh Taylor. But not only that, Josh Taylor was undisputed and never lost his belts in the ring. So he beat the last man that was the man at 140 pounds, and he did it soundly. I ain't got no problem with him being named the super champion. I do think it's a way to kind of get out the kitchen if the kitchen get too hot. If Devin Haney come a calling or Tank come a calling, that gives him some flexibility, because as the regular champion, he really ain't got no flexibility. He would have to fight them or look like a duck. Now they can do that whole, the narrative people like to do. Oh, he's moving up and chasing greatness. He's trying to become a 3-division champion at welterweight. So he's not ducking this person or he's not ducking that person. The same shit they did for Loma and Teofimo when it came to their franchise belt. This is just the way, although he deserves it, I'm not saying he don't deserve it. This is just a way to give them more flexibility, more PR room, and more ways to market him should shit get too hot at 140 pounds. Because you got guys coming up. Devin Haney's coming up to the division. We know in the next year or two, Tank will probably be at the division. We know that Gary Antoine Russell is already there. Subriel Matias is a champion. Devin and Regis about to work they shit out. Richardson Hitchens is there. It's a lot of heat. Arnold Barboza Jr. is a very good fighter that people want to see Teofimo fight. And people are looking at what Teofimo did against Josh Taylor, not taking into account Josh Taylor looked bad against Catterall. Josh Taylor might have already been weight drained, and he was a very big 140 pounder, and he's 33, 34 years old, staying at 140 for a reason, because he can't do nothing at 147, and he wasn't the best version of himself. People are forgetting that and are trying to remember that performance from T.O., but they're forgetting how he looked against Sandor Martin. They're forgetting how Teofimo looked against Ocampo when he fought them, guys that weren't maybe weight drained, that still were in their prime. So people need to remember that, yes, that was a great performance against Josh Taylor, but also Teofimo can also lay a dud. He can also underperform. Like, let's not forget what we saw with Kambosos and Sandor Martin. Like I said, let's not forget that, because he had a great performance against Josh Taylor. But let's say the Teofimo Lopez that fought Sandor Martin, or the guy that fought George Kambosos, let's say he shows up to fight one of these other top guys, and he don't have and he's that T.O., he gonna be in trouble. And so I think this super status is just a way for them to buffer it and be able to move him a different way should shit get too hot at 140 pounds, man. That's what I think about it in a nutshell.
Okay. I see teacher was saying that he said that means Shakir could not move up and face Haney. I don't remember Shakir having a super WBO status.
He got stripped.
he got stripped because he didn't make weight. Right,
But no, he wasn't the super champion. No, he
right,
got stripped.
right.
Now he could still petition. Teach. He could have petitioned if he moved up as champion. He could have petitioned, but the WBO and the WBC could say no. Now we know the WBO. If Shakur moved up as champion and petitioned, even though he wasn't a super champion, Bob could have made that happen for him. But it wasn't an automatic. But he still could have tried to, and he still would have been in a better position to move up as champion and
Mm-hmm.
petition, but he still got favoritism. He moved up in his first fight, was a title eliminator against Sushino, bro. So he still moved up in a good position to where his second fight at 135 pounds is about to be a championship fight. So I mean, he still didn't really lose nothing if you ask me my honest opinion. What you got, OG? Well, I know you got a lot of stuff written down with your bullet points. What you got to talk about, man? What's up?
Well, we almost on the same page with everything, but okay, I go to one. Okay, now Shakur Stevenson. While we on his name right
Yeah.
now, now let's be honest. Now, everybody, you can't call Frank Martin a duck. Okay, now of course he did pull out the fight, but we only heard one side of it. Now Bob did come out and say, or Tom Rank came out and said that that Frank would have made about $1 million in that fight, and
Mm.
and of course he had an opportunity to and couldn't beat Shakur Stevenson. That would have been a
Mhm.
great fight, but still in all, we haven't heard from Man Down Promotions or PBC. So now what I hear is in the last 24 hours that they pretty much say, hey, you know what? We're gonna go another direction. Now that's the question. What direction they going into? What kind of
Mhm.
direction can they go? So I mean, I can see, and matter of fact, I must say, Earl Spence is one of the most level-headed fighters out there today. So, so I don't think that he's going to be pulling no shenanigans or anything like that. And I want to see as a duck until we hear both sides of the coin, and then we can assess on what happened and why and this and that. Because that would have been a great fight.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
was excited for that one. I was
yeah.
excited for that one. Yeah.
But knockout no wills I do. The term sheet always can be different than that contract. So and wait a minute, this ain't what y'all said. This is what y'all said. Wait a minute, hold on. A few pennies missing on here or something. Anything. But one thing I have learned behind the scenes in the sport of boxing, you just don't know what can go down. You just don't know. We all know what we see in front of us, but when behind the scenes, it's a little more cutthroat than we think it is.
Mhm.
I'm waiting to see what Man Down Promotion has to say, or PBC has to say, because this is a big shot, and it got to be a reason why, a good reason, and trust me, Earl Spence will not pull his fighter out of a because this was up for a WBC strap,
Yeah, they were fighting for Devin's belt. His
right?
vacant belt. Yeah.
Vacant belt, yeah. So of course, like you say, Big Dog Willie, in the chat there, they gonna Devin Hancock gonna be all on secure now. Man, he can't even get a fight. No, no, we don't know yet. We don't know yet what went down or whatever. But then again, they're gonna say Shakur's the boogeyman. They're gonna say Shakur, man. Everybody's scared of Shakur. Cause remember, Lomo turned down that fight. That's how Earl Spence and was able to say, hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. And they said, okay, cool. So, but I mean, it is what it is. Pitbull Cruz turned down our fight also. So I mean, now Frank Martin. So you got 3 or 4 fighters that don't want to fight Shakur. So either something wrong with that side of the street or that side of that coin or something else. So, and what we got to do, we got to just wait and not assume. All right. Big Dog Willie in the super chat. Yes, sir. He said Delma Haney can do the split because Lord Bill said
What?
so. He probably can't do a split, damn it. All
What
right.
the fuck, bro? Where'd you get that from? Boy, Big Dog Willie be tripping. Look, man. So my issue is they were supposed to go to purse bid, and they apparently had agreed to a fight, and that's why they called off the purse bid, because both teams, not just Shakur's team and Frank's team, said that they both agreed to the fight and that they was good to go. And then when Top Rank sent him the contract for the fight, he turned it down. So I need to know, did they change anything? If they didn't change anything, then Frank Martin is a duck. And I understand the tact of or the reasoning behind, hey, let's wait to see everything. But Frank Martin is grown, and Frank Martin got a whole Twitter account. He got a whole Instagram account. He need to be out here taking up for himself. So if they did try to change something, if they did lowball him, if they did do any of those things, bro, you got to speak up for yourself, because it don't look good, bro. You agreed to the shit, had them call off the purse bid. Your promoter said that that's the fight that he wanted for you. You guys got the fight, and then in the 12th hour, when they send you the final paperwork for the fight, you refuse to sign. That's a duck until you take up for yourself. Based off the information that we have, he ducking them. He ducked because you pulling out of the fight after agreeing to it. So I don't like that, bro. Because unless they change the numbers on you, which I don't think Bob Arum and them is stupid enough to do that, because they know Al wouldn't go for that. Right. They know Earl wouldn't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we agreed to this deal. We negotiated. We came to a deal. All right, cool. Let's tell the sanctioning body they don't have to do the purse bid. And then they both tell the sanctioning body together that they don't have to do the purse bid. I don't think Bob is then stupid enough to send them over something other than what they agreed to already. That would be dumb. And then if he did do that, he would know that they would have the paperwork to prove that he was full of shit, and then they'd be easy to fire back at him and shit. And so I think the silence from Frank Martin and the silence from Earl Spence and everybody over there, I think it speaks volumes to the fact that they pulled out of some shit that they had previously agreed to simply because they changed their mind for whatever reason. The only saving grace for Frank Martin at this point, for me as a fight fan, bro, you better be fighting somebody better and somebody more dangerous, somebody on Shakur's level. And we all know the one fighter that is, that people can look at and be like, oh, that's why he pulled out. Makes sense. Right. There's only one guy. There's only one guy at 135 pounds that if you pulled out of that fight and you fighting him instead, that it's gonna make sense to people. And Big Dog Willie and myself and guys like us would have to hold off on calling you a duck. And y'all all know who it is. Y'all all know who it is. Yeah, Big Dog. Y'all know who it is. I'm not even gonna have to say his name. Tank. Yeah. Y'all know who that is. The only saving grace. So that's the only thing I'm willing to wait for. Anything else, bro, you blatantly ducked Shakur Stevenson, bro. Blatantly. Like that shit can't be understated. This is just what Terrence Crawford did, bro. This is what I don't be understanding about people, right? OG, and it's not you. Terrence Crawford claimed to agree to everything, right? Back in 2022. But then didn't sign to fight when it came time to sign the fight. And people were all over him calling him a duck, myself included, right? But those same people, a lot of them now are wanting to wait on information for Frank Martin. A lot of them now are seeing that Frank Martin did the exact same thing Terrence Crawford did in 2022, agree to everything, call off the purse bid because they came to an agreement. And then when it came time to sign the fight, he didn't sign the fight. It's the same exact situation, but now everybody wants to give, or a lot of people want to give Frank Martin the benefit of the doubt. I don't move like that. I can't bring myself to see the exact same situation and call it something different. So Terrence Crawford, when we just knew he was pulling out, we called him a duck, and rightfully so. Frank Martin, you get the same treatment, bro, unless Terrence Crawford would have been pulling out to fight Jermell Charlo at 154 for undisputed. Then we could be like, all right, Jermell, Earl, okay, bro. Like you went the other way. Maybe we'll get the Earl fighting him. Then it could be something. It's the same thing for Frank Martin, bro. Like, listen, dog, this shit don't look good. You a duck right now. If you want to save yourself, it better be because Al said, you know what? We kept trying to give Tank this other guy. Tank said he wanted you. You pull out. You're fighting Tank at the end of the year. You're fighting Tank in December or January. Whenever Tank come back, his first fight back is you. If that ain't the answer, if it's anything other than Tank, bro, I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all. That's a bad look for me for Frank, bro. I can't do it, man.
Now, okay, you got a point. Okay, I mean, great point, because Frank Martin, you can take it upon yourself. Say, wait a minute, hold on, y'all. I'm not no duck. All right, wait till later, and you'll find out the real story or something. Say something, because we all remember. See this word duck, okay? This will follow you.
Yeah.
This will follow you. I mean, man, your whole career.
I don't know what it is, OG. They let shit be so secretive. Like, if it's me and I know my PR gonna take a hit, I'm telling them, look, bro, I'm pulling out this shit. But if y'all give me Tank, I gotta announce this shit too. Y'all ain't finna have people just out here calling me a duck, saying this about me, saying that about me. Or look, bro, I'll pull out this shit. But if we pulling out because they changed the terms and shit, y'all need to let me say something. I'm not just gonna pull out of some shit and people don't know why, and all the information that they have points to me being scary and shit. I ain't scared of shit. I'm either taking this fight or y'all gonna let me be able to tell the people why the fuck I'm pulling out of it, bro. I'm not just gonna be quiet. Shakur quoting shit, calling him a duck, ESPN doing a whole PR statement from their spokesperson, and Frank Martin just quiet as a church mouse. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. And people be like, well, he's quiet because it means something big coming. Like, nah, bro, you need to let me say what that shit is. Y'all ain't finna have me out here with this at all, bro.
That's why I don't get the PR people saying, no, what? Don't say nothing. Wait a minute. We're going to speak when the time is right. But look at Demetrius Andrade. When he pretty much got out that fight with Charlo a long time ago and things like that, he's still catching hell from that. He's still catching, oh, man, he ducked Charlo, this and that. Well, Frank ducked Shakur. I mean, man, listen, the PR people, we're going to talk when the time is right. No, I want to talk right now, because it's heating up on social media. They telling me I'm a duck and this and that.
And look, OG, that shit, if you want to keep 100, boxing is the only realm that do that. Boxing is the only one where the PR is, let's just let them think what they want while we work all behind the scenes. In every other walk of life that I've ever seen, politics, every other sport, these big Fortune 500 companies or whatever, they PR is, they jumping in front of that motherfucking story. Before the scandal come out, before anything come out, they gonna tell you what happened. They gonna give you their side, and they gonna spin that shit before anybody can do anything else. They gonna let you know up front what's going on and try to do PR that way. Boxing seem to be backwards to me, where they'll let the shit go, and they PR is, let's just be quiet, let them think what they want to think. Hell nah, bro. For me, if I was Frank, and I'm not, y'all know I'm not, but if I was Frank Martin team and we were making the decision to pull out of the fight and we felt like we had a great reason for it, or even if we felt like we had a bad reason for it or whatever, bro, I'm saying something. Look, we pulling out the fight. We suffered an injury in camp. Shit. We pulling out the fight because we got a bigger fight coming in the future for you. We pulling out the fight because they changed the money on us, or we pulling out the fight because after further research, we realized that they was lowballing us and we need more money for the fight. We'll fight him, but what he offering us based on viewership and based on where we at in our career, that's just not enough. I'm saying something, KQ. I'm not, bro. It's been 12 hours and they ain't said nothing. Not me.
Yeah. You're right, You're right, Congo, man. Shout out to Jermaine Bain in the super chat. He said Frank and PBC did the right thing. He too green for Shakur right now. Make it happen next summer. But why make it happen now, though? He agreed on everything. Earl Spence, Jermaine, he said, listen, I don't care about fighting on ESPN. I don't care about purse bid, right? Just pay my fighter what he deserves. That's all Earl asked for. And they said, okay, no problem. The fight is happening, everything. Then now, at the 12th hour, like KO said, you pull it out, you're not injured. And if you was injured, you would have said it by now. And you all right. Just look at Bomac. If Bomac did not do that, his lawyer would have got out in front of it right away, before it got any bigger. So in other words, he did do that. Because most lawyers, they would get out in front of the story. They would control the narrative. But
and let me say this, OG. If Frank Martin ain't ready now, he 28, 29 years old, bro. He ain't never gonna be ready, bro.
See, that's the thing. He started
Like talking about he too green and shit, bro. If he ain't ready now, he ain't never gonna be. That be my thing with boxing. So Frank Martin, the 28, 29-year-old prospect, Bruce Shushu Carrington, who I like, he 26 years old and shit. If these dudes ain't ready by their mid-20s, bro, they ain't never gonna be ready. You might as well get them a big bag, bro. You might as well get them a big bag if you don't think they ready by this age. If you ain't ready, it's one thing to say somebody like Elijah Garcia, who's 21 years old, about to fight on the undercard of Canelo and Jermell Charlo, or Abdullah Mason, who's 18, 19 years old, or Xander Zayas, who's fighting this weekend, who's like 19, 20 years old. It's one thing to call them green. But if you find yourself calling a 28, 29-year-old fighter green, he just ain't never gonna be ready, bro. He just ain't never gonna be ready then, bro. Like it is what it is. Derrick James and did what he can do with him. It's time to see if he gonna swim or he gonna sink. And y'all was talking like y'all was ready. And the key point that I need people to understand, OG, is that they agreed to everything and made them call off the purse bid. And now they're saying the same shit that they agreed to ain't good enough. It better be a damn good reason, bro.
That's what I say.
It better be a good reason for that, man. And the only good reason in a list of bad reasons is Tank Davis, bro. That's the only good reason that you would have to pull out of this fight, to turn down your first opportunity to be a world champion, to turn down the reportedly $1 million, your biggest payday, to fight this man. It better be a bigger payday against a bigger name with a fighter that's more dangerous and that's just as skilled in many eyes. And we all know that there's only one guy that fits that bill, and he got to be fighting him or he a duck.
Let me ask you this, Knockout. I heard last night, all right, someone told me that they about to elevate Gervonta Tank Davis to the Super WBA champion.
Okay.
Do you think that might be a possibility? Do you think that's the fight they want besides Shakur? If not, would they came out and said it right now, or is not ready to be said right now?
I think it's possible. I think that if we know Al Heyman and PBC's MO, they don't talk. They just announce they fight. So it's possible that they say, hey, we got this for you. And when we announce it, it's all going to make sense. That's possible. We don't, because Tank don't have a fight. He ain't announced a fight. Frank Martin just pulled out of a fight. They under the same promotional banner, basically. And that's a bigger, fight. That's the only thing that I could see. If Frank is who all his fans say he is, that's the only, like, I be listening to what people say about Frank. And they say he a dog. They say he don't turn down no smoke. He wanted with everybody. He said he wanted with everybody. I done heard him call out Tank. I done heard him call out Devin. I done heard him call out Shakur. Okay, Devin is not at 135. So he would be a fight where you'd be like, okay, he ain't fighting Shakur. He fighting Devin. Devin got more belts. Okay, no problem. Or Tank will be a fight where it's like, okay, he a bigger name. He can get you more money. Okay, you fighting Tank. That's the only thing that it better be, bro. That's the only thing it can be, to where I'm off of his helmet. Until then, he gonna have to get this work. He gonna have to get this work, because you agreed to this shit, bro, and then you backed out, and they had the fight for November 16th, and you backed out. So if they had a fight date, that means y'all done knew the venue, y'all knew the fight date. They was already making an undercard. Jared Anderson, by my insider, Jared Anderson was supposed to be the co-main event that they was putting on that card in November. They had a lot of shit going on, and you just pulled out. Nah, bro. Nope. I need like I don't do the favoritism shit, bro. And I love Frank Martin. I need answers, bro. You can't just be quiet on me, because if you quiet, I gotta assume that what I'm hearing is true.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah. Cause I mean, Frank just said, I mean, he wasn't bragging anything, but someone else said that, hey, he got the best of Tank, inspiring, and things like that. They were boosting him up,
Yeah.
and so I mean, it is what it is. Big Dog Willie in the super chat said Frank Martin better fight Tank or he duck for real. And also, Big Dog Willie said Frank Martin talk way too much shit to pull this crap. All right,
I'm
okay,
with that.
all
I'm
right,
with that.
okay, all right, okay, yes, sir. Okay, now, okay, you want me to go to another one?
Yeah, you can
Uh,
go to
uh,
another one, then I go to the one I go to one after you. Go ahead.
okay, now, um, Jamal Charlo. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yes, Jamal Charlo. All right, what's up? Drink more water. All right, now Jamal Charlo, uh, um, is down in Florida. He's down in Florida training with none other than Roy Jones, Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, Ronnie Shields, believes that right now he can't train him. He look at him as a mentor and a father figure, kind of, and his mind is not right. And his, he need to get away from Houston. Um, the people around him are not really his friends. They pretty much hang on, and he need to focus. So Ronnie Shields sent him down to Florida with Roy Jones Jr. But we
Mm-hmm.
all know that Roy Jones Jr. Normally try to train his fighters to be a Roy Jones Jr. And you can't do that because every fighter is different. Yes, you can say, well, he reminds me of this fighter, but no fighter fight exactly alike. So but Roy Jones Jr. is not a very good trainer to me. We already seen that lately with Chris Eubanks Jr. And even Brian Bomac McIntyre. He changed up the little time he had to make Chris Eubanks a formidable opponent in there against Callum Smith, Leonard Smith. So um, now, did Jamal do the right thing? Did Jamal hit bottom? They call what they call it rock bottom. Did
Mm-hmm.
he really find out that, hey, listen, my career is going down the ocean, it's washing away. I got to take control of it. I got to get out of Houston. He rented out a house down there in Florida, and now he's down there. He's not talking to his brother Jermell. They at odds right now, and Jermell really right now he's focused on Canelo. So did Jamal do the right thing? Is he trying to take control and get back where he used to be, or maybe he will never get back to where he used to be?
So did he do the right thing? The first part of that question. Yes and no. Yes, to get away from the issues he was having in Houston, to leave those people behind, to get on his own and try to be able to think clearly and get back to training for boxing. I like that because obviously there was a lot of toxic shit going on for him in his personal life in Houston, Texas. So that part of it, yes, bro. When shit is toxic, when shit is going bad, you need to find some peace, get away from that situation so you can think clearly and you can try to rebuild yourself. No, though, because I don't think very much of Roy Jones as a trainer. This was a fighter that relied on his athleticism and had a lot of flaws from a skills and technical standpoint. I feel like if you're
Mm,
training people, you need to be teaching the sport, teaching them the skills and the fundamentals, and then their athleticism takes over in the ring if they're just gifted. But Roy Jones seems to teach people how to try to do the athletic shit that he did in the ring, which is why Chris Eubanks' style changed under him. He started trying to stand like Roy and move like Roy, and seems like all Bomac did was come back to him and get him back on fundamentals and shit, and then using fundamentals and skills, he just happened to naturally be better than Liam Smith. His hands were faster, but since he was moving them to the right place, not getting caught in corners and just boxing from a fundamental position, we all saw what he ended up doing to Liam Smith. So for what Jermell Charlo is, guy with a nice, strong, stiff jab, good guard, nice skills, but also athletic and powerful at the same time. I don't think changing his style at 33, 34 years old after being out the ring for 2.5 years, I don't think that's the answer. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Like, you been out, you already rusty, right? So you already rusty, and now you finna go to somebody that's probably gonna train your style totally different. After, on top of being rusty and dealing with the mental shit. So think about that shit in the ring. So in your brain in the ring, you already done had all this mental shit, all this stuff go on in your life that you're trying to overcome. And on top of that, you got a dude that's probably teaching you shit that Ronnie Shields wasn't teaching you. And on top of that, you trying to implement it in the ring at the same time. Oh, and by the way, try doing all that shit while you rusty at the same time because you ain't been in the ring in over 2 years. Good luck, bro. Good luck. I hope it's a tomato can, because I'm telling y'all right now, if he come back against anybody of substance, Jermell Charlo fans, please be worried. So that part of it, I do not like. And then the last part you asked me, can he come back and be better? I think we'll be lucky to ever see Jermell Charlo be as good as he was before he left again.
Yeah.
We'll be lucky if we ever see Jermell Charlo look how he looked against Sergey Deverenchenko. Like if we can get him back to that, then that'll be a huge win for him. But being better, I just don't see it, man. He's in his mid-30s, been out of the ring 2.5 years. If we all didn't like Jermell Charlo so much, I don't even think this would be a question. I think that we would, like, if it was anybody that we weren't fans of or that we didn't root for, I think we'd be like, oh shit, you been out the ring how long? Oh nah, bro, you ain't gonna be the same. Like when it's Mikey Garcia, we all know he probably wasn't gonna be the same. Yordenis Ugas, we know he ain't gonna be the same. You know what I mean? But since we like Maul and we all remember what he did to Julian J. Rock Williams, and we all wanted him to get the shot at Canelo because we felt like he could do something with him, and him and Demetrius Andrade and all the things that we remember through the years about just how talented and gifted that he seemed to be. We like that shit. So we like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he can get back. But if it's anybody else, we be like, nah. We be like, nah. And then Drink More Water put it in the chat, OG. Shit, like, I was watching the interview. Shit, he still looked stressed. He's still looking stressed in the interview when they was asking him about Roy Jones and shit. So I don't think he can come back and be the same. I hope he can, but mid-30s, out of the ring for almost 3 years. Yeah, nah, I can't. I ain't putting no stock in it. I don't think it can happen. You know what I'm saying? That's just my take on it though.
Wow. Okay. Cause I don't think Roy Jones is the right fit as the trainer. Getting out of Houston, yes, that's a positive. Uh, um, like you and Drink More Water said, he looks still stressed out, but he didn't sound stressed out. No, now I don't know what he was on before or drunk or whatever, but he sounds sensible. All right, now he still looks stressed out, but he wasn't slurring like he normally does. I was looking at that, so but that's not everything, and like you say, I don't think he'll ever get back to like he was. He been out the ring for so long, and what matter of fact, you better thank the WBA, I mean the WBC, that you still got your damn strap, because they haven't stripped him yet or put him in recess yet. So he better be thankful for that, but now the relationship between him and Mel is maturing, you know. Mel is maturing. It's called growth. It's called growth. And Canelo said himself, I remember the Jermell, the hothead, the loud mouth, but I like this Jermell better, so it's kind of funny. They're identical twins with the same DNA, but one it grew up and got growth. The other one haven't moved nowhere, and that's strange to me, you know.
Yeah.
So
I
now,
think on their relationship, I feel like we shouldn't even know that though, OG. Like my thing with the whole thing is when Brian Custer asked Jermell Charlo that question about Jamal bouncing back and do we think he
uh,
can bounce back and shit. I didn't like Jermell's answer where he was like, I don't know. I haven't talked to my brother. I don't like to me. That's one of them ones where you just say, yeah, man, my brother gonna bounce back. He gonna be better. That's your brother. At the end of the day, bro, that's your brother.
right, yeah,
Me and you, we ain't blood brothers, but we friends. We talk outside of this stuff. We got a show together. We know a little bit about each other's personal lives. So even if you and I, if something happened, bro, I never come on YouTube and nobody on this chat would ever know. They
mm,
would never know. I would never tell them. So I just can't put myself in the mind state of like Jermell saying something like that. Like if it because I got brothers and sisters. So for me, if something going on with one of them, they could be down so bad and you could see it for yourself. But if you come ask me about it, shit, nah, man, they gonna do great. They bouncing back. Everything gonna be all right, and they gonna be good. I'm not gonna say publicly that my
mm,
brother is down bad or he ain't gonna bounce back and all that shit. I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that it's some shit going on. I don't know if it's a lot of rumors about the wives getting into it and they all that. Like
right,
I don't know nothing about all that. All I know is I don't like that Jermell kind of questioned his brother's ability to bounce back publicly like that. That's some shit that you might say behind closed doors or you say to him
mm,
directly. But when asked a question in the public where the world is looking at it, y'all should look like y'all on one accord, bro. Y'all should
oh
look
yeah,
like y'all is together with that shit. And I didn't like that, man. But that's
yeah,
kind of all I got on that situation, man. I just hope that they can mend their fences because they are brothers and they can get back and kind of be, you know what I mean, be on the same page and just be brothers again, bro.
yeah.
Just be brothers again because right now to be estranged like that, man. That's not good for any family members. I don't wish that on none
This,
of them. So
yeah,
I hope they figure it out, bro.
especially identical, twins and everything. But see, I would tell on you, right? I get on YouTube and tell everything about your ass.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. I don't believe you, sir. I
No, I
don't
wouldn't
believe
do
you.
that. I wouldn't do that. What's up, Jermaine Bain in Super Chat? Yeah. He said Jaime versus Maul in January. Book it. Charlo by KO2. Well,
Oh yeah, he
better
could
tell
be Jaime
Malenko.
Munguia. He can be Jaime Munguia till he 50 years old. That's what I mean. A tomato can, somebody that's trash. Jaime trash, bro.
Well,
Jaime is the
Malenko.
most trash 40-0 fighter that I've ever seen in my life, bro. I don't even know,
Yeah.
like, even with the dudes he been fighting, I don't even know how he got to where he at 40-0 and shit. Like, bro, that is some matchmaking for your ass, boy. like
Oh
that
yeah.
is some
Oh
of the
yeah.
best matchmaking you will ever see in the history of boxing to get that dude
Oscar good.
to
Yeah, Oscar
40 and
good.
0, bro. Oscar be pulling
Yes,
them out
sir.
the bars and shit, boy.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know. He pulling them straight from the corona to the ring, bro. I
And
don't
then
know.
what's so funny, they trying to put Belango trying to get a fight with McGill. Eddie trying to
Berlanga
make
might be too good for him, and Berlanga ain't that good.
right, right. Belango just chasing the money right now, and he's not that guy. Of course, everybody hyped him up and saying, he's a big puncher and things like that, and but when it come down to competition and accolades and all that talent, he don't have it. He just don't have it. So he's one dimension. So but anyway, what you got for me
All right, man.
now?
So Devin Haney and Regis Prograis looks like it's going down December the 9th.
Wow.
On his
Okay.
own pay-per-view. What do you think about that fight? First, I'm gonna ask you, do you like the fight for Devin? Do you like the fight for Regis? Do you think it's a good fight? And then the second part of that question, is it a pay-per-view worthy fight? Do you think that it'll sell on pay-per-view? Do you think they're making a mistake by putting it on pay-per-view? What's your thoughts on the Devin Haney Regis Progress situation?
Well, okay. I will say this. Okay. Finally, we got some word about the fight. Now, Regis signed his part of the contract long time ago. I don't know what was the holdup. Now they say they were looking for a venue and a date. Okay, I'll take your word for it. You got it. Now, okay, now I think they were looking for other things, but anyway, the fight is on. Now, as far as being pay-per-view worthy, I don't think it is. Okay, now, Regis is not a big draw. Devin is not a big draw. Now, y'all can throw out there Australia all you want to, but they was there for Cambodia. They was there to support their hometown guy, But I like the fight. I like the fight for Devin. Devin don't need to go in there and fight no big top 140 pounder right now. He gonna have to get used to that weight class. Devin's not a big puncher. He's not no knockout artist, nothing like that. So and now Regis now Regis is older. He's getting older, and but the Regis that fought Josh Taylor, that Regis is gone. That Regis is gone. I don't think that Regis is gonna come back. Now, when Bill Haney went and scouted Regis when he fought Zorilla, now he didn't look so great. Regis didn't, but he was at home, and sometimes fighters ain't gonna look great all the time. But still in all, I still think that Regis can give Devin Haney a great fight. It's a good fight. Don't get me wrong. It's a great fight, especially for Devin Haney moving up to 140. But I just don't think it should be pay-per-view. Now, I don't think they're gonna sell that much. I think they're gonna make a big mistake. I think they're gonna eat what they a lot of loss. They're gonna eat a big loss because, like I say, Devin, yes, he got a fan base on YouTube, and some in the LWC, but he's not a big seller. He don't have the casual fans. Now, like it or not, the casual fans are still making boxing. But I think that maybe if you say Tank Davis and Devin, I think that would sell. But right now, I don't think it would do well. Now, Drink More Water say 250,000 pay-per-view buys.
Nah, he's saying it was King Vonnie above him, and he's saying Drink saying zero chance that happens.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, my fault. Okay, I just glanced over. Okay, yeah, so I can't see that happen a big pay-per-view. But
Yeah.
I like the fight though. I like the
Yeah.
fight.
Same. We're
Yeah.
kind of on the same page there. Like I think Devin versus Regis, your first fight at 140 pounds, you didn't cherry pick a champion like Rolly Romero to fight. So I like that. I like that he's moving up because I want to see if what Rolo in the photo, Jay Grant Jr., Neek J, all these Devin Haney fans, I want to see if what they say about him is true. And that is, hey, he leaving a lot of power on the scale. He's gonna be a better fighter at 140. He'll be faster, stronger because he don't have to cut as much weight. I want to see if that's true. And I'm never for a fighter not being at their best. And I just know for a fact, no matter how much of a following he has on YouTube, the days of Devin Haney being his best at 135 pounds, I know they behind him. So I'm glad that he's moving up to 140. So I like that he's moving up. I like that part about the fight. I like Regis, right? Because Regis is a champion. He's a two-time champion. He's been one of the best 140-pound fighters in the division for a very long time. So to move up and fight him for your first fight at 140 pounds, I do like that a lot. That doesn't change anything about how I feel about Tank and Devin, but I'm not one of these people that can't move on. This is the fight that we getting. This is the fight that we have. So if we just talking about the fight, it's a good fight, bro. It's a good fight. But also in talking about the fight, it's a regular fight, bro. It's a regular TV fight. It's a regular DAZN app, regular ESPN, regular Showtime fight. It is not a pay-per-view fight, bro. Now, I'm going to buy it. You going to buy it because we cover the sport. But regular boxing fans, regular casual fans, they fire sticking this shit if football not on, bro. Like if football is on, if the University of Texas is playing Oklahoma that night, or if Alabama and Georgia are playing that night, bro, ain't nobody watching this shit, bro. Ain't nobody buying it, bro. Because at the end of the day, numbers talk and bullshit walk. And we cannot negate the fact that these are two fighters. When it comes to the live gate numbers, they do not sell. These are two fighters when it comes to the pay-per-view numbers, they do not sell. So I I anticipate this fight will sell somewhere between maybe 80,000 buys and like 120 buys. It's going to do less than Devin and Loma because Loma is a far bigger name than Regis Prograis. Say what you want about Vasily Lomachenko, but Vasily Lomachenko is a way bigger name than Regis. Regis could not even sell in New Orleans. Regis could not even sell out his own hometown, bro. And so him and Devin are going to push the marquee for a main event on pay-per-view on DAZN for a lot of people who already have. So people are going to be asked to pay whatever. For those of us that have DAZN, you got to pay your monthly subscription, and you're going to have to buy a pay-per-view that month.
Wow.
In December, coming off of the back of Thanksgiving. So you got Thanksgiving. Those of us that host Thanksgiving or go visit people for Thanksgiving, that's the end of November. The fight is at the beginning of December, but you got Christmas 2 weeks later. So that $59.99 or $70, whatever they charge for that pay-per-view, you putting it, if you Eddie Hearn, right in between two of the biggest holidays of the year. And y'all, it's not gonna do what they think it's gonna do. And that's what I don't like about the fight, because it's gonna have my brothers and sisters that like Devin Haney a lot when he go to the negotiation table for his next fight, win, lose, or draw. Y'all gonna swear somebody treating him wrong when they try to little boy his ass, when they try to tell him you ain't worth shit, when they try to tell him that you're not gonna take this or you gonna leave this shit. When they do that to him, it is going to be because his shit went down. It went down. Now I hope I'm wrong. I've been proven wrong before. Just a little over a month ago, Bud Crawford did just that. So I'm not above being wrong. It's just, in my opinion, there's no way that I see them doing the type of live gate that Haney and Loma did, nor do I see them doing the type of pay-per-view sales that Loma and Haney did. I think this is at best somewhere between a 1.5 and $4 million live gate with about 80 to 110, 120,000 pay-per-view buys for like a total revenue of where they maybe bring in somewhere between 10 to 15 million dollars in on that fight. And once they pay Devin and once they pay Regis and everybody on the undercard, they may make a couple of $1 million off of the fight. That's what I see. Now, I see Bella Faith talking about a fire co-main event. DAZN don't have the fighters for that. When you think of the guys that they have, Williams Zepeda, he already fighting. Richardson Hitchens already got a fight. They can find a couple of good women fighters to put on there because they got a lot of good women fighters. But who do they have? Is Montana Love going to come off an injury and be the co-main event? And then you have to also think, if you have a fire co-main event, you got to pay them too. And with what you're paying Devin and what you're paying Regis, do they have the money? Are they willing to put in the money to get marquee names on the card right up under them? So it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of questions and shit. But the fight in the ring is really good. But business-wise, I just think it's not going to do what we would hope it would do, so that Devin can continue to progress, continue to become a bigger name, and be able to have some sort of power in negotiations. My fear is that they're gonna go right back to trying to do him how they did him when he fought Kambosos, to trying to do him how they did him when he was begging Jojo Diaz to take a fight with him and shit, because this is probably gonna be more evidence that he don't sell, bro. It's probably gonna be more evidence that he's not a draw. But I think it's a good fight though. But that's what I think about it, man. I think good fight in the ring, super die hard fight. The hundreds of people in this chat, we watching it, we buying it. But the general public, it's Saturday night football, bro. They gonna be watching football and getting ready for holidays, man. That's how I see it, OG.
Yeah. Make sure everybody hit the like button if you haven't hit it already. Don't know how many likes we got, but make sure you do.
Yes, sir. So I want to ask you this. So I was reaching. I was on Twitter yesterday. The wife was in the store grocery shopping and shit, and I was shooting videos while I was on there, and I came across Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford say him versus Canelo Alvarez is the biggest fight in boxing. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree. The reason why I disagree, because I understand Terrence Crawford did what he had to do July the 29th. But every fight from now on is not going to be the biggest fight in boxing for Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford now is not chasing legacy. He's chasing a payday. And now, Canelo, first of all, he don't want to fight Terrence Crawford. All right, he already said that not more than once. Terrence Crawford still is hopping on this. He really want this payday. And of course, he is trying to steal the shine from Jermell Charlo. He already admitted, I don't like Jermell Charlo. All right, I like Earl, but I don't like Jermell. Now, Jermell is doing something that that is an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle. He's already undisputed, but he's gonna have to go up 14 pounds. 14 pounds. And also, he's gonna have to check out that bad hand of his. He haven't tested it yet in a real fight. And also, we talking about 168. We talking about 168. Canelo already did what Terrence Crawford done. He already been there and done that. Now, Canelo had a hand problem too, but he got that corrected right after the Bibble fight. Now, I believe that undisputed versus undisputed, that's the biggest fight in boxing to me. Terrence and Earl, they had their shine. And they're about to run it back again. Canelo is going to get through this PBC contract, and that's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. He's going to do these three obligations, and he's not going to fight anymore. Now, I don't know how true that's going to be, because anything, is possible. Some people say things in the heat of the moment, but I just don't believe that that's the biggest fight in boxing. I believe that Jermell Charlo, who has it back against the wall. Now, just let me give a hypothesis to you for a minute, right?
Okay, talk to
Jermell Charlo, like I told you, he's back against the wall, and he facing all kind of odds. No matter how you look at Canelo, you can love him or loathe him, but he can punch. He has a concrete chin. But one thing about it, what if Jermell Charlo go in there and pretty much move, get in, get out, throw a jab, give him a lot of lateral movement? He's always in shape, so you don't have to worry about a gas tank. And next thing you know, he wins. He wins. Now, I know they're going to strip him from the WO belt so he step in the ring and get announced. I get that. But do you realize that he would be an undisputed fighter in two different weight classes at the same time as an active fighter? And also, he would be the biggest name in boxing. Why? Because he beat the face, the so-called face of boxing, and that's Canelo Alvarez. So I think that's the biggest fight in boxing.
Yeah. So I think people are biggest fight, right? Mm-hmm. It depends on what you mean, right? So biggest meaning the best fight, like if Canelo beats Jermell, and off of what Bud just did with Earl Spence, is it the best fight? Like skill for skill, pound for pound level fighters coming off of two great victories against other pound for pound level fighters. Then I mean maybe there's an argument for that. But when I hear the word biggest, I think revenue. I think how many people gonna watch it, how many people gonna pay to watch it, and I can't get there with Canelo and Bud Crawford. Like I don't even think Canelo versus Jermell is that. Like I think people are forgetting that in order for them to be the biggest fight this year, just this year alone, that means that this fight is a top 5 in live gate and a top 5 in pay-per-view of all time, because Tank and Ryan already did that. Tank and Ryan's 1.2 million pay-per-view buys that they did is number 6 all time in boxing history. Woo. So you telling me that Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is going to do better than that? They're going to have to show me. I don't believe that. I don't believe that they can. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford was supposed to be like the best and biggest fight of the last 40, 30, 40, 45 years going into that motherfucker. They didn't even sell more than Canelo and fucking Caleb Plant, bro. And then when you say biggest, you think of live gates and shit. Well, number one in live gate was Pacquiao in Mayweather. They sold $72 million at the live gate. $72 million in ticket sales. Floyd and Conor McGregor did $57 million in ticket sales. Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez did $26 million in ticket sales at the live gate. And then Ryan and Tank did like $24 million. So it'd have to be top 4 all time at the live gate too for it to be just the biggest fight this year. Forget one of the biggest fights in history. Forget the biggest fight in boxing. Just to be the biggest fight in 2023, it got to be top 6 all time in pay-per-view sales and top 4 all time in live gate off of Bud Crawford's track record of not selling. Yeah, good luck with that shit. Hell, Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez might sell more than Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford. I can't go there. I think Bud Crawford and Canelo, realistically, you looking at 850 to maybe a million pay-per-view buy, 850,000 to a million pay-per-view buys with a live gate somewhere between 15 to 20 million. I don't think they approach what Tank and Ryan did in terms of being a big spectacle, big event, big fight, but a better fight, fucking right. Like a better fight, 2 of the best, skill for skill. I'm on board with that if that's what he means. But if he means bigger fight like attraction and stars showing up and everybody buying tickets, everybody buying pay-per-views and throwing fight parties and shit, no way does that break what Tank and Ryan did this year, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but again, let me make the fight and then let's see if I'm right or wrong. But I just don't see it doing that, OG, because nobody saw what Tank and Ryan did coming. That fight is a top 6 all time in sales and pay-per-views and a top 5 all time in ticket sales at the live gate. I don't think so. I don't think so. Now it'll be bigger than Bud and Earl. For sure, it'll probably be bigger than Bud and Earl, but I don't think you get that 1.2 million that Ryan and Tank hit. I think that was kind of lightning in the bottle, man. That was kind of lightning in the bottle. But what you think of that?
Well, now let me ask you. What do you think is the problem why Bud Crawford don't sell? You know, do you think his fans just don't want to buy the fight? I mean, he's a great fighter. I mean, what's the issue? Canelo, we know he sells. We know he has a country behind him, and things like that. But Crawford, especially what he's doing now, and I still think after his performance on July the 29th, they still come out Earl Spence.
Yeah. I think Bud Crawford and Bella, I can't help it if the man got one of the highest selling fights of all time. I can't help that. Like, it ain't me talking about Tank. I can't help that. I didn't ask them to do that shit. People bought the fight. But Bud Crawford not selling, I blame mainly Top Rank. I think Top Rank couldn't get him big fights early in his career. Like, at the end of the day, Earl Spence is his biggest fight. It's a great win. It's you know what I'm saying? It was huge. It was huge. But at the end of the day, that was still his biggest fight coming at the age of 35 years old.
Right.
They mismanaged like his undisputed run. No disrespect to nobody, bro. But his best wins at 140 was a guy from the Ukraine and Victor Postal and a guy from Africa and Julius Ndungo. Instead of those Americans, instead of Adrian Broner, Danny Garcia, names that could have, you know what I'm saying? Names that would have done something for him. At 147, no disrespect again, but Amir Khan already getting his ass knocked out by fucking Breeders Prescott and Canelo Alvarez and all these moments where Crawford was never in a fight. It took him being 35 years old before he was in the fight where somebody finally felt like a fighter had a chance against him, like a fighter could beat him. And that's why he didn't sell, bro.
Mm.
That's why he never sold. Now he's so good with Earl, and he's proven to be the type of fighter that you give him a good dance partner, it'll sell. You put Bud Crawford in there with somebody that's a perceived threat, which Canelo would be. You put him in there with somebody that seems to have advantages, which people be like, damn, 147 and 168, Canelo would have huge advantages over him. Then that shit gonna sell because people want to see, can Bud do it again? Is Canelo, did Canelo bite off more than he, like, people gonna want to see that? And we know Canelo bringing somewhere between 700 to 800 by himself. He bringing 700 to 800,000 people that's gonna buy his fight by himself. He gonna have thousands of people show up to the arena, buy his tickets by himself. And so if Bud can just halfway do his shit, then the fight's gonna sell and it's gonna do well. But I just think when you get started late in your career fighting big fights, it's gonna be hard for you to sell because eventually people gonna know you so good that this fighter ain't got a chance against you. And now the diehard boxing fans like me and you and your huge diehard fans like Rolo and Drink More Water, they gonna tune in no matter who you fighting because they, you know what I'm saying? We just want to see Bud put on the show. We love boxing, so put on the show. We know what you about to do to Mean Machine, but shit, I ain't doing shit else on a motherfucking Saturday night. Let me go ahead and turn on ESPN and watch Bud Crawford put in their work. So we was buying it, we was tuning in, but the casual fans, they like, shit, that's number one pound for pound fighter in the world. Who he fighting? Oh shit, I'm just gonna go do something. I know what he about to do to him. I'll catch the highlights. And that's what he ran into his entire career, in my opinion, until he got to Earl Spence Jr. And people like, well, hold on. This motherfucker undefeated too. He beat the same people you beat. He got 3 belts. He got a big following. He got a big name. We think he got a shot. We think he can beat you. His style can give your style problems. And then people started buying that shit. People was like, yo, let me tune into this shit. So his key for the rest of his career is gonna be backwards from what, it's kind of crazy, OG, because the way Floyd did it, Floyd fought everybody early in his career, Oscar De La Hoya, Jose Luis Castillo, where people felt like, okay, this dude might beat Floyd. Like, and so he built his name like that. And then towards the tail end, it was like he had sold so much to where no matter who he was fighting, people was tuning in because they know what he did earlier. Bud has flipped it a little bit where early in his career, he was just like, shit, easy work, easy work, easy work. Now at the tail end of his career, he's going to have to fight killers to get the type of bag that he want, because now ain't nobody tuning into a Bud fight unless he fighting somebody that people think can beat him, which is great for us as boxing fans because he looked like he's still at his best and shit. You know, we get to see him fight top level competition, but I think he just didn't sell because Bob Arum refuses to promote black fighters in a good way, and he never put him in there with it. Yeah, he never put him in there with nobody that people felt like could beat him, bro. And when you like, if basketball, right? If Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, when they was in their heyday, if they didn't do nothing but play the worst team in the league every year, the ratings would drop. If all 82 of their games, OG, and you in Chicago, if you knew they were playing the worst team in the conference or the worst team in the league every time they was on the court, you probably wouldn't watch Mike as much because you know what's gonna happen. And I think it's the same thing for Terrence Crawford, bro.
Yeah. That's what I always said that no, the reason why I think it was because of Top Rank, and the promotion, things like that. So, but now I want to get to another subject real fast, and I'm
Yes,
not gonna
sir.
be long with it. The Earl Spence rumors. Okay, now he did not get a new trainer. Okay, now a lot of people are saying that Earl Spence dropped Derry James. He has a new trainer now, and listen. He's not gonna drop Derry James. Derry James been with him since the amateurs. They have a great relationship. I think a great friendship, and they mesh together. Now, do I have a problem with him? Maybe bring in some fresh eyes for the rematch. No, I don't. Juan Guzman, he came in and assists no other than Jermell Charlo, and I think that helped out Jermell a lot. Cause see, Jerry James, he's great. He could do. He does a great job with all the guys. But maybe sometimes you might need some fresh eyes because Derrick James knows what he have in front of him. He knows these fighters, and he knows what these fighters can do and can't do. So maybe sometimes you might want to bring in a special trainer for maybe one or two fights, like Robin Garcia used to do. Train Marcos Mondana on the fight Floyd for a couple fights, and that's it. But don't believe everything you read. Don't believe just basic common sense statements. Big Baby Anderson, he is not retiring. No. Yes, he's not happy, but he's not retiring either. Yes, he wants to be a 22-year-old where he can do a lot of things. He didn't know that boxing, once he turned pro, it was gonna be he gonna have to put a lot in it. But Roy Jones Jr. told him, "Hey, look, man, you got special talent." And he said, "Yeah, but still in all, that sound good, but I want to be an average 22, 23-year-old. But my family depends on me financially." And this is why he's fighting 3-4 times a year. He don't want to do this for the rest of his life. And I can understand that. When you're at that age, but he did not retire. So please, y'all be careful what you put out there because other people will pick it up and run with it and put it in their headlines. But us content creators, we have to be honest with y'all because see, we work for you all, and y'all don't work for us. So it's our duty to get y'all the exact opinion, and it's all opinion, our opinion. You have yours, and of course we have ours. If we don't know, we just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, that's all I want to say on that. Yes, sir. Okay.
You got your
You got
super chat
anything
right
else?
there. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
said you got your super chat right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Matty L in the stupid chat. I appreciate it. He didn't say anything, but hey, he said enough by just
Yes,
showing
sir.
support. All right. Appreciate you,
So I,
Matty.
I think what you said was all great. I think the bigger issue is that it hurts those of us who, if we hear something, we report it honestly and we don't just tell you shit to make up something for views or whatever. We actually have a source that told us something, and so we try to relay it to you. It kind of hurts our credibility because we get tied into that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's happened to me. I've probably this year I've only done two things. Somebody told me that Tank and his team reached out to Devin, and somebody told me that Gary Russell Jr. could quite possibly get the Tank Davis fight. Now I give that information to the people. I tell them what I'm told, and in my comments and in live streams, people will try to shoot me down or say that I'm clickbaiting or I'm making stuff up, and then
Right.
2 or 3 weeks after I say that Tank's team reached out to um to Devin Haney and his team for a fight, Steven Espinoza comes out and says the same thing that I said. Nobody believed me when I said it though. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
those of us that try to that are honest, that is just gonna come on here and tell you what we're being told from whatever sources we have and just try to give you information when we do have it, we get tied in with people that clickbait and make shit up and all of that stuff, all because we're on YouTube and they're on YouTube. I would just, that's what I don't like about it. OG is being tied into people that do that or put out information just for clicks and aren't telling people the right thing and misleading people and things of that nature. Like I don't like being grouped in with them. So
Me neither. Yeah.
I just that's what I don't like about it, bro. Is you putting me in here when I've done nothing but come on here and give you my honest opinion. I don't lie to you guys, and when I hear something, more times than not, and when you hear it later on, they're telling you exactly what I said. That's why I don't do it often because I make sure I get my shit from an accurate source, and most of the times my shit be accurate. So that's what I don't like about it. Everything you said is true, but my main thing is don't group KQKC in with it and don't group me in with it because we don't move like that. And I find myself being grouped in, which is why I don't report shit. I hear shit all the time. I got people text
Right.
me all the time that I don't say anything about because I don't trust. I only trust a couple of people when they give me information. But I hear shit all the time, bro. All the time I hear shit. And I don't report it to you. Or I don't say anything about it because I want to make sure that it's vetted and I want to make sure that it's accurate. So I would just say to all the people that's watching this on the playback and all the people in here, don't group people in just because certain people move a certain way. Watch how that person behaves and judge them off of their actions and not off the actions of somebody else. So it is what it is.
Yeah. The OG, Mr. Mott, in the super chat. Appreciate you. Didn't say
OG,
nothing, but that's
Mott,
all
what
you
up?
have to say. All right. Yes, sir. All right. I appreciate that support. All right. All right. Okay, knockout. You got anything else for the good people?
Nah, just you know, we got your boy Xander Zayas fighting this weekend, so everybody be sure to tune in to that. I'm sure OG gonna want to call that one. So Xander Zayas is on Friday. He's on Friday. Luis Alberto Lopez and Joel Gonzalez are the main event on that card. It's going down on ESPN Plus. Jermaine Ortiz is supposed to be here. Check it out. So a lot of good shit going on. That's all I got, OG. Salute.
Okay. I had to turn that off because I seen you messing up your mic. So, but anyway, man, yeah. Hey, I appreciate you, man, and I appreciate everybody that came out today. This has been a great morning after show, and we're gonna be really, really on fire next week because we got a lot of fights coming up next week, and we'll be on Knockout Boxing 86 TV. His cash app right there. His email is right there. So make sure you come over and check us out next week because it's going to be a fire show. All right. So with that, thank you all, and I appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all. Take it easy.
And I'll be on Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And I will be calling the fight Friday and Saturday. And Knockout, what time will you be on this week?
I'm live Monday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Y'all come through. I drop videos and content every single day, so be sure to check those out. And we always working, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all be sure to hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already.
Yes, sir. And Knockout, I've been watching football, man. I've been watching Prime
Look at
Time
you, man.
Colorado.
I've been watching Colorado too, and I'm about to watch the Cowboys tonight, baby. We lit. We lit football back. I can't wait, man. We're about to start the march to 20-0. The Dallas Cowboys are going undefeated this year. Y'all just wait and see. Watch us work, baby. But yeah, man, I'm ready for it, man. I appreciate you, and appreciate all y'all. Y'all take it easy, man.
Y'all take it easy. We out of here. All right.
Girls out there that's chasing paper, you get what belongs to you. And for you gold diggers and everything, just remember that I'm coming up in life. I got a crib and a brand new car. Sing it, and who would have thought that I made
Killer next time. King Brown. What is blue?
I got cribs and pretty girls.
What it do? Living it up. Knockout, living it up.
This song is dedicated to all those ballers out there and all those hustlers.